Oh, hello, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. It's the day before the 4th of July. Um, as we're talking right now, the big, beautiful bill is in the house. Maybe it can pass, maybe it won't. Who knows? Let's talk about something else. All right, today I wanted to give an update on a story I talked about a while back. It is the situation with the accused dirty teacher, Miss Christina Formella. She's in court right now. And let me bring up a picture first so you guys know who I'm talking about. I am talking about. Sorry, bring it up. I am talking about this lady here. Here's a picture of her. I believe this is a picture of her when she was at work. Talking about this lady here, Christina Formella. We talked about her a while back. I believe I had a video of her the day that she got arrested. If you guys don't know her story, I'll do a quick recap and get another picture of her up so you guys know. This is her today, not today, but recently in court. She's with her husband here, and I believe that's his. Oh, that's the lawyer. That's the father. There's a father in there somewhere. But let's talk about. If you guys don't know about this story, basically, Christina Formella, she has been accused of having a relationship with a 14. Well, when the kid was 14 years old, up until 15. So basically, she's being accused of grooming this kid, having relationship with this kid for more than I believe 50 times. Um, and they said like 45 of the times at the school, at her house, basically everywhere, right? And I think what's very interesting about this story is that she is married and her husband is standing by her. That's who she's walking with in that photo that I shared earlier. Let me share it again so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I want to know what I'm talking about. All right, so let me share the picture again. Yeah, she's been with her husband since I believe college. They're college sweethearts. And she's being accused right now of being in a relationship with a high school student that she is a teacher at. I believe she's a I know she's a soccer coach, and I believe the story is. Sorry, it's been a while. I'm just giving you an update, but I want to give you some context. I believe the kid was on the soccer team, and then he got hurt, and then she continued. She's the coach for the soccer team, and she basically, even after he got hurt, she kind of like kept in contact with him and then offered him private tutors sessions. And okay, her defense right now is that she's saying that her phone was hacked, and the kid planted all of these, because the most damning evidence that they have right now are these text messages that are like supposedly between her and the student, and then she has a diary that's on her phone, and I guess the investigators went and got into that diary, and then they have like they like took passages from the diary, and supposedly that is like their evidence that they have going on. But she's saying that, well, the diary, she's saying that is just all her thoughts, you know, um, that she just wrote down, and it's like self therapy, and any references that she may have that are illicit um, are referring to her husband and not that boy. uh, let me just send you, let me read a little bit of a little bit what she said, one of the text messages that is being used against her. And every single time, every single effing time you come back and convince me it would be fine, you ruined us. I warned you that we should never have started dating so long effing long time ago. And you gaslit me and convinced me it was fine. And this, I mean, it's basically those are the messages that they have and they're using. Well, the update that we have is they're in court right now, and she wants, she has a basically a, you know, protective order that she has to stay. Sorry, let me drink some water. She has a protective order that she has to stay, I believe, 5,000 feet away. 5,000, that's pretty far. Right? She has to stay 5,000 feet away from her alleged victim. And I mean, this is not a real update. I just thought I want to kind of follow the story a little bit. She said that basically that they want the buffer zone to be reduced to 2,500 feet because the boy hangs out with his friends near her home and has a job around the area. And the judge was like, no, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't know. What do you guys think about this whole story? I mean, I feel like, is it just me or the the teacher thing is becoming more and more often? Have I mentioned this before? I feel like the teacher thing is becoming more often, and it's like ladies against boys. I don't know. I just thought that was very interesting. It's becoming more and more often common occurrence. At least I'm seeing it portrayed in the media more often. Let's see what else happened today. Let's see, adult actress. Let's see, what's her name? Kylie Page passed away at 28 today. That's something that's going on today. Let me see. I'm not very familiar with her work, but maybe some of you guys know who she is. Let me send out a picture. I have. Do you guys know this person, Kylie Page? Apparently, she is an adult actress. She's at 28. She was an actress who starred in the Netflix miniseries about the industry. I guess she was in some sort of like one of those documentary type shows that Netflix that did. Okay, the 28-year-old in Toulouse. Wait, is that something else? No, this should be this. Huh, weird. I don't know why this story is kind of like funky. But basically, they found her in her uh, house in LA. Let me just send you guys another picture so you guys know who we're talking about. Because, you know, without pictures, who knows? Hey, we're talking about this lady. Like I said, I'm not familiar. Okay, but I'm just gonna say this again, ladies. Please, if you ever, I don't know, if you ever stumble upon this and you see this, um, please stop with the plastic surgery. Okay, I'll say this again. Um, I know a lot of ladies. I don't know. We'll go on this quick tangent. But I just want to spill it out. A lot of ladies, they do that plastic surgery look, and then, again, I'll show you the picture again. And like literally, I feel like they got stop because here's the thing. Okay, to really make it in the entertainment industry, right? You can see the lips are done, nose probably done, maybe some, like Botox and all that stuff. So, I don't know. Maybe this is a personal preference thing or whatever, but someone let me know. Write in the comments about it. What do you guys think? But I'll just say that I always felt like, at least in the entertainment industry, it doesn't matter if you're a TV actress, a adult actress, or whatever. Um, what the most successful ones that at least that I can tell, they have their own personal look. You know what I mean? Where they're not trying to look like. You could tell she's going for the. I'm gonna keep bringing up the picture, guys. Maybe I'll just leave it up. Let me make it easier for you guys to know what I'm talking about. Okay. You see, you could obviously tell she's going for the Kylie Jenner kind of look. I know, of course, Kylie's got a lot of work done, but at least you know that that's Kylie. This look here is, you could tell, is an imitation look, and I always felt like if you really want to make it in entertainment, like if you want to be in like movies, where you need to have your own look. She looks like any other blonde, and she will be replaced like every other blonde. I know, I'm sorry to hear that she passed away. It's terrible. Fentanyl is real. It's a real thing, you know. There's that joke that goes around where we didn't have this problem when everyone was doing the other stuff, you know, but everyone's into this now, and it's a problem. So, yeah. So let me see what else. What else? Let's see. I guess apparently she's been struggling with this for a while. This is still, I mean, literally this happened today, so there's no official ruling, but they found substances in her house. That is that. What else is going on? What do you guys want to talk about today? I feel like today is one of those days that, at least it feels very heavy, because as we're talking right now, uh, is he still going at it? The last time I checked, uh, Hakeem Jeffries is going on a marathon speech. I think he's going at it for like 8 hours already, and we'll see how heavy his eyes get, um, because it's going. And at the end of the day, I always felt like it's all performative. Um, Too late. Like it's always those performative too late actions. This is what I really think about when I think about all this kind of stuff. I think about Chuck Schumer, right? If you, I don't know, you guys caught this, but in the Senate, there's this part with Chuck Schumer. I don't know if I can play the clip, but I'll just basically give you guys the rundown. His contribution to the Big Beautiful Bill. I know he's in the minority; he doesn't really have any sway, but the only thing that he did to fight this was he changed the name of the Big Beautiful Bill. Like the official documents, I mean, I think the official documents in the bill, it said like Big Beautiful Bill, and what he did was he was like, oh, that's you cannot name it that. He had the person strike that name from the bill, so it's not officially called that. That's basically what he did, and I was like, that is so, like, that's the least minimal thing that you can do. And I was thinking, like, I wonder, do people actually applaud him for that at all, or that's something like, oh look guys, I did something. um I think about what he was saying earlier a long time ago, right before, what's crazy, we're only 6 months in, which is, it feels like we're in a national crisis, like every other day. you know um that's just one thing that's very always very fun about, I don't know if you want to say fun, but that's one thing that's very interesting about this Trump second round, is that he's doing a really good job of producing this show of the American show, because it's like twists and turns at every other second, every other minute. It's exhausting. I don't know, I think it's actually kind of fun, uh, just to watch and see where things end up. Do you guys feel that way? It feels like we're in a crisis every other second right now. Like, what's the thing that everyone completely forgot about now, that's been a while now, is the trade war, the tariffs and whatnot. Like, people completely forgot all about those. No one even talks about those anymore. Yesterday, no, actually, I'm sorry. This was last night. My wife was asking me about the tariffs, and I'm like, no one's talking about that anymore. Like, we don't care anymore. um, the funny thing about the tariffs, and I'll just bring it back up. I don't know if you guys really want to talk about it or not, but no one's talking about it anymore, and basically it just went away. And so basically, at least this is my understanding of what happened. What's the last update that I saw is the deadline for the tariffs. If you guys don't remember, it was 90 deals in 90 days. Does anyone remember this? 90 deals, 90 days, and we never got anywhere close to 90 deals, 90 days. But if you guys remember, what happened was he suspended the tariffs for 90 days, right? Or he paused them, except for China. But everyone else, he paused them for 90 days as they work out a deal. And the 90 days passed already. And he basically just I think I saw a clip of a reporter asking him about it, like, hey, the 90 days passed, like, or it's coming up within like the next day. It was very soon. And then she asked him about it, and he was just like, it will be whatever, it can be whatever I want it to be. So basically, he's not doing it anymore. Like, he lost interest in doing it, and so the pause is on indefinitely. And it's like, we all completely forgot about it. If you guys, like, you know what's crazy? Like I said, we're only 6 months in, and it feels like we've been doing this for like 8 years now. I don't know. Am I going crazy? Does anyone feel this way too? Where it feels like there is a crisis going on every other day. Like, that's interesting. It's an interesting way to run things, and I feel like it's by design in a way, because it was like, oh, nothing's going on. We need the Terror for. Nothing's going on. We need a little more action in Ukraine, and then nothing's going on. We need some Gaza action. Nothing's going on. We need some Israel action. And oh, we're back in the homeland. We gotta do some protest action. Which reminds me, I think I saw today. Let me see. I was also thinking about how the No King's Day. It definitely didn't. I feel like, what was the point? It didn't do. I feel like it didn't do anything. I guess it was a fun hangout. And then even the protests going on in, like, that was going on in LA and whatnot, like, it doesn't really accomplish anything. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's great for the headlines. The media loves it a lot. They're like, yes, more, feed me, feed me. But I think today I saw that LA protests today bridge. I believe they're blocking a bridge today on 6th Street. Let me pull up a picture of this so you guys can see what we are talking about. It doesn't exist. There's no pictures. It doesn't exist. All right, here we go. All right, let's pull up a picture so you guys can see what I'm talking about today. This is today, by the way. Because one thing that really bothered me about the media's coverage. All right, this is today. They're blocking a bridge on 6th Street in LA. I don't know. I'm not in LA, but I'm in California though. I don't know. Let me see. Let me read into this a little bit as I'm talking to you guys. I don't feel like any of these protesters do anything, to be honest. Is that a widely used bridge? I think that's my question. But okay, what I was getting to is that I really hate the media's coverage on the protests, the ICE protests, because they kept, at least when it was going on in LA, they kept talking about the first day. All the footage was from the first day, and then they kept on playing the first day footage everywhere, and it made it look like a war zone in in LA. And then the National Guard came in and the Marines came in, which I believe they're still around. Like, I don't know if anyone talks about this as well, but it's something that always bothered me about the National Guard. situation that's going around, in especially in LA, since they're there, and I believe they're still around in other states too. Someone again can correct me. um, there's so much news out there right now, it's really hard to stay updated with everything. But this is the thing that bothered me about the National Guard situation, is that and this affects everybody, by the way, and this is why it bothers me. um, these guys, when they get deployed, they they get an extra pay rate, like it's an extra rate of pay, right? And I believe the rules, again, someone can correct me, but this is what I was told and this is what I remember. And we're all about educating and learning, because like who's really what's funny about the internet is that everyone thinks they're an expert on everything. It's like, it's insane. They're like, I'll be talking about roses, and then someone will be like, oh, you cannot do roses this way, this is where you're supposed to cut it, or this is how you water it. The other day, I did a video about releasing some ducks I found in my pool, and all of a sudden, in the comments, everyone was all of a sudden duck experts. I'm like, this is crazy. Anyways, the National Guard situation. I believe I saw that if the federal government deploys the National Guard, which this is what happened, because normally I think the governor has the authority to send the National Guard, and when they do it, the state pays the paychecks for the National Guard. Oh dang! Is that normal duties probably OT hours with the beautiful new bill? No tax on OT. Um, I, what's also, I'm sorry to go on this tangent, Miss Houdini. Um, oh, is I don't know. I saw this video about how much military people get paid. It's not that much. I always, because all the military people that I know, like they get paid pretty well. But this one lady was showing her actual paycheck and how much gets taken out in taxes. It's crazy. They get taxed at a absurd amount. I don't know. I feel like if you're while you're serving, I feel like I don't know if your paycheck should be taxed. I don't know. It's weird. But okay, back to the federal guard thing, the National Guard. Sorry. When they're deployed by the governor of the state that they're in, the state pays for their paychecks, right? The state pays for it. But since Trump basically commandeered them and took over, I believe the federal government pays for their paychecks, so for this deployment of them. So the time that they're spending out there, um, they are accruing, you know, bills, and the taxpayer at large is paying for it. And at least in the coverage that I've seen, and I'm in California and I follow a lot of like boots on the ground kind of streamers that are in the areas themselves, not media, because media, like mainstream media, keeps showing footage of the first day when things were crazy. But from that point afterwards, it was literally like crowd would to summarize what would happen, a crowd would gather, protesters would gather right in front of the guards. They would stare at each other for like hours, and then the curfew hits, and then the crowd leaves. That's literally what happened. Just from the second day uh, on, like literally they were just everyone's standing around. So the National Guard's out here just standing around, and they're not allowed to go anywhere besides the federal buildings, because the way Trump did it was he found a loophole. He didn't enact the Insurrection Act, which means that if he did that, he would actually have to go into Congress and justify it. But because he didn't do that, he's just having them guard the federal buildings. He doesn't have to go into do any other checks. That's the way he's doing it. But since he commandeered them, the government is paying for them to be there and just stand around. That's what bothers me, is the waste. The waste bothers me. Being being Asian and all. you know, I don't know. I was just taught not to be wasteful, so that's what bothers me is the waste of money just for show. About the whole National Guard thing, and it's like no one talks about that anymore. we're we're like in this pace where we're just moving on to different stories. Like I said, no one talks about the tariff stuff anymore. We're way beyond that. That was like I can't believe my wife asked me that last night. She's like, "So what's going on with the tariffs?" And I was like, "Please, woman, that was like totally last month. We're way beyond that. Keep up. You're like 3 episodes behind on what's going on in America right now. The main thing we're talking about right now is the big beautiful bill." And so I was trying to explain to her the big beautiful bill last night, and she was like, "That's happening right now?" I was like, "Yeah, that's happening right now." And then she went on the website to check the tracking on it. She's like, "It already passed?" I was like, "No, it didn't pass yet." She's like, "But it says here it passed the Senate, and after the Senate, it's supposed to go to the president." And I was like, "No, the text needs to match up on both sides, and it's going down to the House right now. They're going to re-vote on it." And like I was talking about this earlier, I'm really surprised that the House is moving forward with this bill without any changes. I was really not expecting that. I was expecting the politicians to do what politicians do, which is just kick the can to the next person. I was 100% sure that what was going to happen was, you know, the House passes it, right? The Senate made changes. And I thought, okay, they made changes. No one was happy about any of these changes, right? And it's going to go back down to the House, and they're going to make changes. And then it's going to go back to the Senate. And I thought that they were just going to ping pong the ball back and forth forever until we just forget about it. But I guess not. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. What is this? Right now, it's 10:40 a.m. my time. And the last time I checked on what was going on, what's the Jeffries was still talking. He was like 8 hours in already at that point. My theory is that it is gonna get passed today, whenever they get a chance to vote on it. Who knows? Maybe Jeffrey's plan is that since they've been up all night, they basically pulled an all-nighter on this, right? Is maybe they'll just get tired, and some people, you know, like I was thinking this is so funny last night. I literally went to bed and was thinking to myself, like, because all the headlines last night was they don't have the votes, they don't have the votes, and I saw some updates like, oh, they don't have the votes. Mike Johnson, whoever is gonna have to spin some magic, and I was like, right before I went to bed, I was like, oh, but they always fall in line. Oh. And I went to sleep, and I woke up. I checked my phone, and the first article that popped up was GOP falls in line. I was like, oh, told ya, they always fall in line. Anyways, that's it for today. I'm gonna head out. I just want to give you guys the quick update on the teacher story. Talk a little bit about what I'm thinking about, and what else is going on. Let me know what you guys think, or maybe there's a story that you guys want to talk about. If not, thank you for spending your time with me.